All right, we're live.
Yes,
Welcome.
yes.
Yeah, welcome back to the greatest thing you've never heard. I'm Ben.
And I'm John.
Yeah, you are. Hashtag affable John.
Hashtag affable John. Hashtag affable Ben. I
Am I
mean,
affable?
I mean, humble Ben. This way? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I'm looking at you now.
It's so weird. Okay.
It's very weird. Ah, welcome to live.
Yeah.
Um, Terrible things will happen. I'm
Yep.
just talking on this. I'm not nothing else.
Yeah.
Um,
Strictly with us.
So this is the if you listen to the show early in our run and up through sort of the summer, we did first at the beginning, at the end of the episodes, and then later as a standalone thing, which I'm told confused people. A segment called the Next Time On segment, where we would kind of go through, hey, what's coming up next on the podcast, and we would also go through, because we celebrate the album as a form, so we go through what we're listening to, and the hope is that the live video, is a way to bring that back.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's kind of the plan. So hope you've enjoyed our recapping of the top 50. Uh, you know, we we gave it our best.
We gave it our best. There's a much more nothing went wrong version in the audio only nothing went wrong version on the podcast.
Nothing went wrong.
Yeah. The video, I've
It's up
heard
there if you
there might be video.
if you wanna see all the fun and craptacularness. It's out
It's
there.
fun.
It's fun. Um, but at any rate, uh, these should be comparatively brief.
Yeah.
So getting into the point, the record we've got next time, it's a little bit of a supergroup.
Mm-hmm.
It is Wellwater Conspiracy. Their
Yes.
second record. Hold up my copy here. See if I can get it without the glare. I can't really get it without the glare. Kind
There
of.
it is.
There we go. The album is called Brotherhood of Electric, Operational Directives. So, Wellwater Conspiracy was a group, a two-man group. The members were Matt Cameron
Mm-hmm.
of Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and I'm sure many others, and John McBain, who played on Monster Magnet's Spine of God record and has done a number of solo records and various and sundry things here and there. So we're going to talk about this record. Came out in '99. This is my copy. I bought probably either very late 1999 or very early 2000 at. So you can see I bought it at the Princeton Record Exchange, and I got this copy in the budget bin. You can still see I paid $2.
Nice.
The 1105, I think, means it was stocked on November 5th, probably of 1999. So not it was a promo copy. It's got the got the hole punch in the back.
A little punchy.
Yeah. So I feel like I had maybe another copy that was like, because I found it because it was like I wasn't smart enough to know what this was and go looking. So I think I must have found it first in either the Monster Magnet or Soundgarden sections,
Mm-hmm.
and then probably a more expensive used copy, $7.99. If the at Princeton Record Exchange, the expensive used copy is $7.99 and up, they would put out with the new CDs,
Oh, okay.
and because the budget stuff was unlabeled, so
Yeah.
it was just sort of like you just have to go sift through. But it was all like CDs that were $5 or less, which in the late '90s was a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
So I must have found it there and then been looking either like I had a copy that was scratched, because I was looking at this CD and like this CD looks fairly pristine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not sure why it wasn't $7.99. It was $2. And given how much I listened to it back in the day, like that doesn't sort of make a ton of sense. So it may well be actually that this is the second copy I had. I
Yeah.
don't quite remember, but
It's been a few years.
Anything's possible, man. Anything's
Yeah,
possible. But
that's
either
right.
way, a record I've liked quite a lot over the years. So
Right on.
yeah.
It's a great record. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a great record. So what have you been listening to these days, man?
Well, I have been listening to a lot of the stuff off the top 50 list. I as well as that, I like the Brimstone Coven. I've been listening to a lot. The Elder, I'm just kind of looking through here. What other stuff besides? I've been listening to I listened to the first and the latest album of Warlung a couple times each, and then I'm working my way to the middle one.
Yeah.
Which is that's a local band for those guys that don't know, but great stuff. Great, ridiculously talented band for guys that apparently are like 12 years old. From their picture, they look really young. But man, yeah, they're great. What else have I been listening to? I was listening to this band. If I remember correctly, they're a Swedish band. I'm just going to say it in English.
Aren't they all?
Yeah. And guess what? They're Swedish. They're called Georgio or Jordzio or
yeah. Oh no, I think it was you who told me about them, right?
Yeah, that prog band. The album is called Not Flolen or no, Not Fiolen. Yeah, there's no chance. But it's I believe it's on YouTube, and I listen to it on YouTube, like the music service that they have. But it's progressive. It's very creative. I love it. It's a great album. And what else? One more. I was listening to the new Blue Oyster Cult album.
So what is it? What in 2020 is a new Blue Oyster Cult record going to sound like?
Well, in this particular instance, it sounds like an old Blue Oyster Cult album quite a bit. It's the best thing I've heard from them in a long time.
Nice.
It's not, it doesn't match their first three albums. It doesn't match, the good stuff on Agents of Fortune. I don't like that whole album, but it's not their best, but it's not even close to their worst. It's decent. It's worth a listen if you're a fan. If anybody's paying attention to this, it's not a bad. It's actually quite a return to form for them. Oddly enough, it sounds like Blue Oyster Cult. It sounds like old Blue Oyster Cult in quite a bit. So, yeah, that Candlemass, the usual lists of doom stuff, and just like endless playlists. And so, anyways, what are you listening to, man?
So I got two. A happy one and a little bit of a sad one. I'll start with the happy one, and I gotta pull up the name because I'm not any better. It's they're actually from Spain, which I hadn't realized. But yeah, it's a band I know for a little while. It's called Mohammed Saz, S-A-Z. See if I can get this to where it's gonna kinda.
It's like a snake or something on there.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the name up there to where it's
just blurry. There it is. Mohammed Saz. Cool.
Yeah. Album called Quemar Las Naves. Mm-hmm. Not gonna claim that I know how to pronounce it, but very cool. I'd heard of them before. It's not their first record. It's at least the second or third, and I'd heard their earlier ones, and I think I'd sort of liked them and noted them, but kind of like, yeah, all right, okay. And like this one came out, and it was like, all right, if I've listened to a lot, and I'm gonna let it pass me by. But it got a lot of good reviews, and a lot of people started picking up on it, like, oh, this is a really good one. So I was like, all right, well, I gotta check it out. And yeah, it is really good. Like, cool. Came out late last year. If I had heard it in time, it absolutely would have made the list. It's kind of progressive psych. but it's got a lot of Middle Eastern flair to it, like a lot of Arabic scales and things like that, and sounds really really cool. I like it. I like it a lot.
That sounds interesting. That definitely sounds like something I'm going to be checking out.
Yeah, horn sections and stuff, and but used really well, at least on this record.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
It's very cool.
and the other one, big band in Texas Doom, Las Cruces. Their drummer Paul DeLeon passed away this week from COVID. It sucks. Bellum played with them. I mean, almost more than they got to be in the top 3 or 4 bands that we played with in terms of number of times and they're from San Antonio, like many times in Houston, once in Wisconsin. Great band, great drummer, such a nice guy, like drama free, no bullshit, just really nice guy. So
wow.
I don't know how old he was, but I mean, not, probably in between us,
Yeah.
So, COVID's a motherfucker. Wear your goddamn masks, people.
Absolutely. I mean, it's even that's not a guarantee, but it certainly helps.
Yeah.
Just wear the damn thing.
But anyway, he was in Las Cruces, I think, for sort of the last 15 years. I thought he had played on Ringmaster, but I think he actually didn't play on Ringmaster. I think the only one he played on was Dusk, which came out about 2009, 2010, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So I've been listening to that pretty heavily. And yeah, I mean, he drummed, and then most of the times I saw them, he was doing the vocals live. The guy who sang on the record's Mark Zamaron. He wasn't in the band for most of the last decade, so he took over a lot. The great tradition of Texas drummers who sing. Think of Trinidad Leal from Dixie Witch and Henry Vasquez and Blood of the Sun. He was right there doing that as well. And Zamaron has a killer voice, and he was pulling that shit off live while drumming, which was nuts.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
How do you breathe that way? I don't even get it.
No, and he wasn't holding back on the drums either. He was kicking ass there too.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. He was using brushes.
Yeah. Jesus. You can't play a song called Cocaine Wizard Woman while you're using brushes. It just does not work.
Yeah, unless you're just brushing the cocaine into your nose with them. Like a shovel. Wow.
Cocaine funnel brushes, something.
Yeah. Well, cheers to him, man, because that's a big loss. So.
Yeah. So that's what I've been jamming.
Right on.
We got Wellwater Conspiracy coming up on Tuesday. Check it out. It's a fun episode, man. I really like this one.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, maybe give the record a listen in the meantime. So, you can kind of listen in and know what the hell we're talking about.
Yeah, if you're we'll put out another post with a link to the album on YouTube or whatever, or if you're so inclined, you could always just Google the motherfucker.
Yeah. This is not one that's going to be really hard to find. So.
No. All right, everybody, take her easy. Cheers.
Cheers.